That's all right.
I'd like to call to order the meeting of Monday, September the 23rd. If you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The clerk would please take the roll.
Councilmember Archibald.
Here.
Councilmember Ashford.
Present.
Councilmember Haremza. Councilmember Lamb.
Here.
Councilmember Mosrek.
Here.
Councilmember Pemberton. Mayor Rapp.
Here. You have before you the minutes from the regular meeting of September the 9th. Is there a motion to receive and file?
So moved.
Madam Chair.
We have two people, so Councilmember Mosrek, supported by Councilmember Ashford. Is there any changes? All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes stand as submitted. Public comment is next, but before we open up public comment, just because we did have a lot of people at the last meeting talking about the issue of the marijuana facility on 10th Street, that it was postponed until this meeting. However, the applicant has asked that it be postponed again because they're still working on some things, and it's postponed now until November the 12th for both the special use permit and for the ordinance changing the zoning. So we will not be addressing it this evening. It will be on the consent agenda for the council to vote on, assuming that it goes through. That's what's going to happen. It's going to get postponed. So before anybody got up, I at least wanted to make that announcement. Public comment time is now open, and you have 4 minutes if you give us your name and where you live, please.
Good evening. My name is Mukund Wankede. I'm a resident of Fort Gratiot, Michigan. We own two businesses locally. One is a real estate holding company which owns a property at 906 Military Street in Port Huron. Our second business is a production house that creates theatrical productions to be presented in downtown Port Huron so as to showcase our community. I'm a member of the St. Clair County Community College Board of Trustees. On the board, I am a member of the Finance Committee. I'm also the chair for Presidential Search Subcommittee, and I'm been recently appointed as a delegate to the St. Clair County Association of School Boards, which is managed by RISA, which is a combination of the 7 school districts as well as the community college. In the past 19 months, I have helped secure $28,000 in energy rebates for St. Clair County Community College. And I've also facilitated access to a scholarship for women in SC4 pursuing STEM through the Society of Women Engineers, which is a national organization that advocates for STEM education for women around the country. As a member of the Finance Committee, we have overseen the audits, ensuring financial transparency and accountability from SC4. As a chair for the subcommittee for presidential search, I've put forward a construct for the search committee that includes the board members as well as the key stakeholders within the college. And finally, over the last 19 months, I've been talking to the various stakeholders in the community, sort of seeking their feedback. And one of those conversations was with a member of the Port Huron School District Board, where we were looking at possible opportunities of collaboration between the school boards across the county as well as SC4. That is what has gotten me appointed as a delegate to the St. Clair County Association of School Boards. My term expires at the end of this year, and I wanted to come here and briefly introduce myself and briefly share my background and some of my accomplishments as I'm pursuing a 6-year term for the Board of Trustees position at the St. Clair County Community College. Thank you for your time and attention. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council? Yes, please come forward.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me this time. My name is Warren Head. I live at 6429 Hyslop Road, St. Clair Township. I'm running for a write-in candidate for the position of sheriff for St. Clair County. After a close race in the primary, I decided to continue into the November election, and this is something new for me, so I'm kind of a rookie at this. I compliment you people up here for holding these positions. 6 months, I don't know how you do it, but I compliment you. I have over 50 years of law enforcement experience. I probably defended my country in the United States Air Force. I also was an air policeman, a U.S. Marshal Service. Also, I am currently the chief of police at Yale. I know what it takes to protect citizens. I know what it takes to serve the people. I served St. Clair County Sheriff Department for 30 years. So I will also let you know that I will uphold and defend the U.S. Constitution. So I would just simply ask that you remember my name in November, Warren Head, and write me in as a candidate for sheriff's position. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council this evening?
Hello, my name is Tyler. I'm concerned about the state of local journalism, so I started up a website called the St. Clair County Voice. I want to thank Ms. Rep for agreeing to an interview. I was kind of inept at it, so I apologize if it came out badly. But nevertheless, I'm just new. I'm just getting started. So I feel like journalism is something that a lot of places are struggling with recently, and so I do what I can to help fill that gap. If anyone else wants to be available for an interview, or if there's any current news event you feel that I should cover, just let me know. I got business cards in my wallet too, so if you want one, you can just come to me and I'll give you one. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wants to speak?
Yeah, my name is Randall, Will.I.am Redlouse. I'm at 4125 Dove Road. I came up here to speak just about everything that's going on, like politically, the poison shots, people are getting vaccinated. It's an mRNA, reverse transcriptase. It's like HIV. They built it in the lab to poison us. It's like well documented that our own government, there's like deep state operatives in our government. My fellow Alex Jones, InfoWars, lately, yes, it's been for really decades, the most reliable, trusted news network around. They don't lie, every other news station. I watch that. I never hear them a week later saying, oh yeah, I lied to you about that, but I really got to tell you this truth over here for you to believe. Then you find out later. That's a lie. Watch any of the news stations and you can just sit up there and, count the lies from the week before that they tell you. But anyway, what I'm up here for is yeah, we all got to start standing up. Basically, everything in InfoWars, I could sit up here for hours and tell you about that. But what we can do here to stop it is get good sheriff, because sheriffs actually have more power than the president when it comes to the county. You can block the president. The sheriff can block the president. So we need a good sheriff, a constitutional sheriff that's not going to bow down to World Economic Forum, these eugenic, these depopulation agenda, and stop it. Maybe start flying planes up in the air and get these effing planes from dropping chemicals on us from the sky. But right here, what we can do is get the fluoride and the toxic poison out of our water. Come on, this has been around for decades. You could have been going to fluoridealert.com. InfoWars. The fluoride is poison. It's not even fluoride. It's hydrofluorosilicic acid and 100 other things that come from industrial farm waste that they're poisoning us, giving us cancer, messing up all our glands, messing up our pineal glands, ruining our bones. It's not what they say it is. You can't even argue that it's good. There is no even debate that it's good. Nobody from the scientific community can say it's good. Everything is bad. So please get that out of our water, and then from there we can move on and move forward. We can even make our water better and get other things out of our water and make our whole area healthy for life, for humanity, team humanity. Let's not kill each other, and who wants to die these soft kill deaths, cancer and poison. And once we get that out of, cleared up, then everything else will prosper. We got a great water source. This is a great area. Let's get the fluoride. Let's be known for good water. Come on, we got enough of it. Let's have clean, good water. I don't want to shower in this stuff. I got to distill my water. You can barely fit, you can't, it's hard to fit, even a reverse osmosis is arguably, can you get the fluoride out of the water? I don't want toxic water. I don't want to shower in it. You absorb more through your skin than you do drinking it. Yeah, if I got more time, yeah, I just ask you, like, it's crimes against humanity. So, like, pretty soon Nuremberg 2 is going to come down. So all these deep state operatives that are, like, signed on with the WEF and the like the New World Order, that you guys are all going to be exposed, and, like, you're going to have to be criminally prosecuted for the people that knowingly, set out with a plan. It's terrorism. That's it.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the city council this evening? Please come forward and give us your name and where you live. You have 4 minutes.
Brian Farquhar, 19th Avenue. So I've been doing a little research and I can't find the answer to this question. I haven't called the city yet, but what I'd like to do is a fundraiser between the two band programs. We'll pit PH against Northern. And I'm sure we could get the chief of police, I'm sure he would support this just based on the information that's out there on how beneficial this is for law enforcement, fire, and EMS. But there is no information whether it's legal or not to paint our curbs in the city of Port Huron. So I'm wondering, and here's what I'm asking tonight, is what I'd like to do is I'd like to pit PH and Northern, and I'd like them to go around the city, and for maybe the cost of $20, $25, paint the addresses, red and white or blue and gold, in front of the addresses, depending on which program they'd like to support. And then from there, the funds will go to whatnot. But we can't figure out whether it's even legal or not in the city. So, just something beneficial. It'll help the kids, help the programs. I know we've got the PH Northern game coming up next week here, so something to think about, but something to look into. And there's all types of safety things. EMS goes to your house and you're on the floor and you're having a heart attack. You can't go flip your switch to turn your light on so that they can see your address. But even if your neighbor has their address painted, they can find your home that much quicker. So it's just something to think about. It's not in the ordinances. It's nothing that's there. But I have pitched it to the band director at Northern as a fundraiser, and it would be a neat idea to do. So if we could get everybody behind it and, put everything else aside, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get you an answer.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience who wishes to address the city council this evening? Please come forward, and you have 4 minutes. Seeing no one else, I'm going to declare public comment closed. We will move on with the agenda. We have the consent agenda. Is there a motion, please?
So moved. Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Lamb. And we'll take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosrak?
Yes.
Mayor Rep?
Yes. Items on the consent agenda. Postponed action on the special use permit request from MS Industries LLC to allow marijuana retail at 1814 10th Street per the applicant's request to November 12th, 2024. Approve the performance resolution with the Michigan Department of Transportation for right-of-way permit to construct, operate, use, and/or maintain utility or other facilities, or to conduct other activities on, over, and under state highway right-of-way at various locations within and adjacent to the corporate limits. Confirm the mayor's reappointment of William Olford Jr. to the Tax Increment Finance Authority with a term to expire September 14th, 2028, and postpone action per the applicant's request until November 12th on an ordinance to amend Chapter 52 zoning, Article 3, District Regulations, Division 1, generally, Section 52-162, map of the Port Huron Code of Ordinances to rezone 900 vacant lot Division Street from R1 zoning district to C1 zoning district. Brings us to resolution number 1.
Authorizing submission of the Consolidated Annual Performance Evaluation Report for the 2023 program year to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for their review and approval regarding the use of CDBG and home funds.
Is there a motion?
So move. Support.
Councilmember Ashford, supported by Councilmember Lamb. Mr. Freed, I wonder if we could have someone give us some highlights from that report, please?
Absolutely.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So our consolidated plan is our year-end plan. It wraps up what we did, and we submit those results to HUD for final approval. So once you guys approve, it'll go to HUD tomorrow. So highlights of the plan, I'd say the biggest highlight is this program year funded our broadband project, which went live today. So you can use it between Bard Street and Water Street, anywhere in there, and it is public and it is free. So say that's probably the biggest highlight. We spent $250,000 more this year on housing initiatives, which was great. Our programs were very popular and successful this year. We conducted 38 housing rehabs, which was 8 more than what we did last year, and 28 Urban Pioneer program, which is our down payment assistance program, and that was 4 more than last year. We conducted 2 neighborhood cleanups, and previously we used to partner with Habitat for Humanity, and that was our sole neighborhood cleanup for the year. So this year we're really conducting 3 because we partner with Habitat, and then we did 2 on our own. So you'll see on there the accomplishments are much higher for neighborhood cleanup than what we anticipated them to be, which was great for the 2 neighborhoods we did. And then we funded code enforcement. The good part about code enforcement is 70% of those enforcements were rectified by the citizens themselves. And then we partner heavily with code enforcement, and they will send us potential applicants, and we'll go through the application process and help those people and then rectify their code enforcement violations. So we have a great partnership.
Great,
Same.
good work. Anybody have any questions for Jasmine?
No, I just want, so I heard the increases, so metric-wise from last year's program that we usually do, you have increased that activity.
Yes, we have, which surprised me, to be honest, with Urban Pioneer, because the housing
Yeah.
market is
Yeah.
odd right now, and home values are so high. So to be a low to moderate income buyer and buy your first home right now, it's kind of a barrier with the way prices are. But somehow people are finding a way, and we're able to give them that down payment assistance. So
Yeah. Yeah, well, with that encouragement, the trending is going where you want it to
It
go
is.
and need it to go.
Correct.
To catch on to that. And I know we have all the programs we had like yesterday or whatever. Is there anything in the hoppers that you wish you could be doing that, because I know you do a lot of benchmarking?
yes,
Yeah, so,
we're definitely meeting all of our benchmarks. I
Okay.
would be open to new programming.
Programs,
We haven't because of the success of our housing rehab program. If we take money away from that to put it towards something else, there's less people that get to participate in that. So right now, we allocate, I think, about $400,000 towards that program, and we spend the money. So
right.
I would hate to ever defund it and then not have that resource for citizens.
yeah,
So-
I don't want to defund, but just
Yeah.
talking in terms of, some newness that we could collectively try to get another jump start in other areas that
Sure.
would impact a little bit more. Yeah, but I
Sure.
think that's a good job, though.
Thank you.
I like that, yeah.
Thanks.
And just one more thing, and then I'll get it back to you. And I know that our funds got cut short.
They did. Our 2024 allocation was cut more so home, which funds our down
Yeah.
payment assistance program, drastically. But unfortunately, Congress cut a lot of the HUD programming. They cut Section 8 funding, for instance. So it's unfortunate.
Okay, so did that hurt us? In any,
It will,
Good
will
measure.
be, will serve less people.
Oh,
So
okay.
yes, it will
Yeah,
impact us.
yeah, I just wanted to make that plain, you know, because
Yes.
you're doing the best you can, and you
Yes.
can't do something with a rock that's not gonna bleed, so.
Correct.
So hats off to your department.
you.
Thank you, Mayor Rupp.
Yeah, this is the 23, so the 24 might look a whole lot different.
It may, I'm anticipating that.
Yeah.
Any questions from anyone else on council?
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Jasmine. We will take the vote.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Mayor Rep?
Yes. That went by quickly with only 5
I
of us.
know.
I wasn't expecting my name that quickly. Resolution number 2.
Approving the agreement with the Michigan Department of Transportation for maintenance of the state trunk lines and bridges for the period October 1st, 2024 to September 30th, 2029.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Oh, take it that in.
Madam Mayor,
Councilor Moserick,
Council, this is a housekeeping item that we bring up every 5 years. This is our agreement with MDOT, so we do the crack sealing, the pothole filling, the line painting along the trunk lines in Pine Grove and Huron within the city limits, and this is just a standardization of what we always do.
Any questions for Mr. Freed? We will take the vote.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Mayor Rep?
Yes. Item 3.
Approving the subrecipient agreements with St. Clair County for ARPA funding in the amount of $125,581.85 to provide for recreation and leisure assets and enhancements within the boundaries of the Southside Neighborhood Improvement Authority and for the purchase of 6 portable prep radios and accessories for use by the police department.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Support.
Mayor Pro Tem Archibald, supported by Councilmember Mosherak. And Mr. Freed, could you
Yep.
please explain a little bit about what's going to happen in the south side?
Yes, Madam Mayor and Council, I first want to thank Commissioner Lisa Beeden for allocating her portion of ARP funds for these projects. This is not the first time that she's helped us out, so we're very grateful. This will be for recreational enhancements and pedestrian enhancements within South Park. They're looking at doing some bike repair stations along the bike trail. They're looking at doing some benches and some amenities within the parks to enhance the quality of life down there.
Okay, questions?
Oh, where's the?
Yes,
Mayor Rupp,
go ahead.
Where's the bike trails? You said,
It runs north and south through South Park and connects with Marysville all the way south, part of the Bridge to Bay Trail.
okay, is it a defined trail or a
Yep, yep,
homemade trail?
It's defined.
It's defined, oh, okay. Boy, I gotta find it.
I biked it this past week.
Did you? Oh, okay,
yes,
well, I
so-
got, we all over the town. No, I think this is very good and very needed at that end of the town. Well, even though we have done a lot in terms of recreation, so it's not to say we haven't done anything, but I think, more would be better, and this would certainly be a
Yes, it's,
enhancement. Yeah,
Commissioner Beeden did a good job doing this. It's very good of her.
and it's like, excuse me, Mary, it's like you said, she's always out there working. I mean, she was here, but she's always finding opportunities that she could help partnership and, work with
Do
us
the
as a
good things.
city. Yeah, it's great, okay.
Okay, we will take a vote.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Yes.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes.
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Mayor Rep?
Yes, item 4.
Approving the agreement with the United Way of Northwest Michigan to assist with childcare costs for participating eligible employees.
Is there a motion?
So move. Support?
Councilmember Ashford, supported by Councilmember Lamb. And can you give an explanation for the public?
I will have our Human Resource Director, Renee, do that.
Oh, she's right standing there. I put my head up and
You
there
may
she
need to pull
is.
that microphone down a bit. There you go.
Is that better?
There you go.
All right. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here to talk about the Michigan Tri-Share Child Care Program. We were introduced to this by St. Clair County RESA. So the program itself is an ongoing child care assistance program offered through the state of Michigan. It's designed to make child care affordable for working parents, which obviously will improve employee recruitment and retention, hopefully, for our workforce. The program could also allow current stay-at-home parents to re-enter the workforce, which would increase our applicant pool. And through Michigan Tri-Share, the cost of the child care is shared equally among the employer, the employee, and the state of Michigan. So each of those pay a third. So if your daycare's $300 a week, the employee would only have to pay $100 instead of all $300. So that's pretty nice. We did a survey just to see if we would have interest, and we sent that out to all of our full-time employees. We received 25 responses. 20 were interested in the program, and 8 of those individuals think that they would qualify based on their household income limits. They also indicated in the survey that it would reduce stress at home and work, reduce work absences and tardiness, increase job satisfaction, potential for job longevity, and increase work production. So obviously, that's all appealing to us for our workforce. Our responsibilities as the employer are to determine a budget for the program, which is in your packet. That amount can be amended if we wanted to down the road. We would determine the age range and maximum number of children that can qualify to use the program per family. So we've chosen infant through age 12 and a maximum of 2 children per family. We wanted to be able to help as many families as possible. We need to sign the employer agreement, which is why we're here this evening. We would then coordinate the payroll deduction for the employee's third of the child care costs, and we would have to pay the United Way each month, and then United Way would actually pay the daycare, is how that works. So they would bill us once a month for our portion and the employee's portion, and then they pay the daycare directly. And then, of course, we would have to promote the plan, and we would start by hosting an informational session, and our local facilitator would be the presenter for that. Who determines eligibility? The United Way of Northwest Michigan would do that. So the employees would be given a packet if they were interested to apply for that. And then that would all be handled through the United Way. So they would accept the applications, they would determine your household income, and if you qualify, they would verify that you have a licensed child care provider that's willing to participate in the program, and then they would issue a final determination of your eligibility. If the child care facility is not currently a participator, they would go to that facility and try to get them to sign up to be participating. So they'll assist with that if you happen. It just has to be a licensed child care facility. So interested full-time employees would be awarded that benefit based on a first-come, first-served basis and with determination of eligibility. So if you have more than one employee sign up and one is not maybe getting their paperwork in, but you have another one that does, the one that gets their paperwork in first and is determined eligible is going to get the spot. And then based on their website, these are the only other St. Clair County participating employers at this time. So they did tell us in the meeting that the program is very underutilized, so they're trying to get more employers to sign up. I don't know why they're not, if it's the commitment of the funds that you have to put in for it, but so far this is all they have.
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
More than
Yeah.
that.
Jeez.
So it is income, there is an income eligibility.
It is. In your packet, you'll see a chart. It is 200 to 325% of the federal poverty level relative to the number of individuals in the household. So the numbers are pretty high. They did tell us that they're trying to get that percentage up to 400%, but they've not been successful with that yet. But the income, it is pretty high. We do have employees here that would qualify. They also said if we have employees that do not qualify, that there are a lot of underutilized resources in the county that do provide for some free things like free preschool and things. So they would be happy to roll that out to the people that don't qualify to see if they qualify for any of those. They said most of the time it's just that people assume they won't qualify for anything, so they're just not coming and asking.
It sounds like a great program,
Yeah.
very beneficial for, yeah.
And,
But,
you know, if it helps with our workforce, then it's just another one of those benefits that can help us retain people.
right.
And again, maybe get their spouse back in the workforce, which will add to the applicant pool, so.
Absolutely. Is there any questions for Renee?
Mayor Rapp,
Yes.
I'm assuming if you're only allowed 2 children, if you have 3 that need daycare, you can just pay full price for the 3rd child? You don't have to take them somewhere else?
Yeah, I think our thing was if you had a family that was larger, We didn't want all of the benefit to go to one family. So we just put a cap on it of 2 children. Yeah.
Madam Mayor and Council, the budget we put in there is $60,000. That's based on our estimates for the respondents of the survey.
Okay.
We clicked that, like, how can we serve everyone in the survey right now? That number is about 60,000. We're kind of guesstimating. My hope is that we can expand this program and then your next annual budget increase that number. If the demand is there now to exceeds that, I will come back to you and ask for some additional support. Dollar for dollar, offering this benefit to our employees is going to be a huge deciding factor for some of those key roles. We need people with CDLs, police officers, firefighters. The wages for a firefighter who's married and has a kid, they qualify based on our wage tier right now. Same with some of our public works jobs. And so we are struggling to find workers for the jobs that we have. And so if we can go to workers in the field and say, hey, we can help with your childcare expenses, that could be a deciding factor between coming to work here or going to work at McLaren or something like that. We were also hopeful when Governor Whitmer rolled out this program, it was an incentive to onboard more childcare capacity across the state. So if there's more demand for licensed childcare, then of course the free markets will respond to that and create more childcare. And so I think it's one of the better programs that the governor has rolled out in the last few years, and I really think it's going to be a huge blessing to some of our employees.
And if our employees don't live in St. Clair County, it's open statewide. So if they're in St. Clair County, they would just find a licensed provider there.
And to all the people who work for businesses in the community, let them know about this program, that this is out there to help with that. It's a hugely underutilized based on the statewide budget.
Is there a minimum amount, not for us, but because we have enough employees, but is there a minimum amount of employees that a business has to have in order to institute this program?
No, it doesn't seem like it.
Which is,
And-
if you're a
and they
small
said they
business
have a
and you only have a
ton of
couple
money.
people working for you, it could be very beneficial.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you just don't have your portion to,
Yeah.
pledge, but.
True, but, yeah.
But we looked at it, based on our survey, the highest full-time for a week daycare was $290. That was for one child. You usually get a break on the second child.
Yes.
So we kind of took worst-case scenario, okay, if people were paying $300, how many children could we help? So we're estimating somewhere between 6 and 10 children, because not everybody needs full-time childcare either, especially when they're in school, so.
Well, very good. It's a good program.
Thank you, Renee, for going out and learning about this program and bringing it to us.
Just
you.
one more, Mayor?
Yes, do you have a
So this
question?
is a pilot program, correct, or?
Well, it's been out for a while. It
Oh,
would be
okay.
new for us, but they've had it out there for a while. They're just having a hard time getting employers to commit to it. And I'll be honest, when they first approached us, my fear was, how much extra work is this gonna put on me and my staff? Are we gonna be determining if people are eligible? Because that's never good. And when we went back to them, they said, no, basically, we handle everything. We come to you, tell you the person is ready to go, this is how much to take out of their check, this is what you owe, we bill you for it on a monthly basis.
And I like what you said, Renee, because it seems like it will attract employees along with retaining them also.
Absolutely.
And this has been one of the biggest priority with anybody's family is childcare. If they pay for childcare, they end up, they can't eat.
Right.
Or either they don't have because they don't have a job, nobody take care of the kids. So I think it's a great program.
Yeah, it's amazing for work-life balance too, which is, we're trending with the employees that is more of a concern nowadays than other benefits. They want that work-life balance.
Right.
And some people are staying home and providing full-time childcare for their own child because they can't afford to do daycare and work. It's cheaper to stay home, but they want to work.
Yeah.
Well, we need employees, so if we can get people back out in the workforce, that's just gonna help us too.
Yeah. And then you got everybody in it, a three-way split, the employer, the employee, so.
The commitment.
One of the things I'd point out as well, again, working on the statewide level with United Way, the important work that they do. The United Way of Northwest Michigan is helping fhodiciate this and run this program, so I just want people to know what the United Way does in our community at the statewide level and how it gets back here. The United Way does some very important work.
And they will be sort of like the judiciaries of this?
Yes.
Administer the program.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
it's good. Good job, thank you.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
Anything else? We'll take the vote.
Councilmember Archibald?
Yes.
Councilmember Ashford?
Yes?
Councilmember Lamb?
Yes.
Councilmember Mosherak?
Yes.
Mayor Rapp?
Yes. that concludes our agenda. I just wanted to, before we came here tonight, we had the Spirit of Port Huron Awards program over at McMorran, and I'd just like to announce the winners of that, of the awards, and it was Brotherhood was Kevin Toddy, Civic Joe Bixler, also Civic Port Huron Elks Lodge 343, Cultural TJ Gaffney, Economic Progress Eastern Michigan Bank, Good Neighbor Mark Rubel, Lifetime Achievement Donna Neester. And all of us got awards tonight, and we should be very grateful for everything that they contribute to our community. So is there anything else to come before the council?
Madam Mayor, I'll let you know I already had a plant manager for one of the local manufacturing companies text me and say, what's the program called for the child care?
Oh, well, that's good.
The power of TV. I guess people are watching.
Oh, very nice. Is there anything else to come before council?
Mayor Rapp?
Yes.
And ask the city manager if you could give a quick update on the canal and the Tanner Gate.
Yes. We have the bidding documents online right now for those who are prospective firms who want to bid on the coffer damming system. We gave them 3 weeks, so how many days you got left, Eric? Is that 10 days? Okay. October 3rd is when we'll bid open. I will sign emergency directive, and whatever firm, we're going to focus on price, but whatever firm can start as fast as possible is who's going to get it. Once we get those coffer dams in, that work's going to flow really fast. Our goal is to have this thing, we will have that canal open next season. We will get it done. My goal is to get it done hopefully before early May, late April. But once they get in there and start working, I just want folks to know the mouth of the canal is going to look very different. It's going to have seawall between the Tanner Gate and the bridge, and then it's going to have armoring because the erosion's so high that you have to build some seawall up to get the slope ratio right. And the engineers can explain it more if you want to call. The superstructure for the Tanner Gate appears to be fine. It's looking like we're going to manufacture a new, more durable Tanner Gate that goes on it, so it can withstand getting hit by trees and flooding debris. And so they're moving right along on that. So once it gets started, I know it's painful because it's like, why aren't they out there today doing it? And it's like, well, we have to properly get the approval from the state, which we've done. We have to bid it out in a legal fashion because if I just hand out a contract for almost $1 million, someone will throw a flag. And so we have to follow the processes. It's a little bit different than doing a home remodel. So we are moving as fast as possible, and we will have that Tanner Gate open next season.
Thank you.
Very good.
Mayor,
Yes.
I would just like to say that I did have somebody that I met. We had a company, Z Contracting, that did the 7th Street Bridge repairs just recently for us. A foreman on that project that I met, and James gave me some information to get to him. Contacted me and are very interested in bidding this job, and this is right up their alley, and he sent me some of their literature and stuff. So it looks like we might have a good people bidding it instead of getting one or two to select from. So hopefully that's
we do, and you bring up a good point. A lot of the firms that we're sending the bid documents to, most of their employees live in the city of Port Huron and own boats. Yeah. So this is kind of like
Little incentive.
Yeah, they want to get this open and they think their firm can do it, and I think these are the people you want to do it, the ones who are going to literally dig their boat out themselves. So.
Yeah. Very nice, thank you. Is there anything else to come before council?
Yeah, is there any update on the Pocket Park?
Yes, the Pocket Park, they're going to have to fix some railings and some concretes that wasn't to our satisfaction. We are not satisfied with the quality of work that's been done. It has been plagued by contractor errors, and we are working to resolve that, and we hopefully this fall will get it buttoned up. But is not happy the way it went.
And is there any repercussions with what's been said?
We're working with legal counsel right now on liquidated damages.
Okay.
And just lastly, I'd just like to, I don't know whether to commend you or just say it's good. I like the way you had staff up here, Jasmine and Renee, reporting out, and always Eric back there. And we need to see you guys here, speaking out on behalf of your departments that you represent. You guys sound so intelligent, and you know your stuff. So I'd just like to commend you and thank you so very much for what you do. You're welcome.
I will say we have,
Yeah.
in my 10 years, and I will go out and say in the last 20 years, we have the most capable leadership team in the city right now. Between the chiefs, the fire chief, the police chief, our engineer, our planning director. But what's even more encouraging is that downstream, they are all grooming their replacements. Jasmine will eventually replace David when David retires, and
Look at David.
we're already looking at David's replacement.
Throwing you out already.
She's literally just a heartbeat away from taking that office. But this is very important that we have continuity in government and be able to have staff that's talented. I tell you all, if I fall over dead tomorrow, you won't miss me. But if one of those guys fall over dead, you're gonna have a problem.
If anybody fall over dead, we're that unfortunate, but we're not indispensable, so that's the truth in God's eyesight. But when they do have the opportunity, to show your stuff, I mean, we do that. That's what leadership does, and that's what I expect out of him and Pauline, to lift you guys up, keep seeing you, and you need to be visible. So, with that, I rest my case.
Anything else? A motion to adjourn, please.
So move, Madam Chair.
Meeting adjourned.